Okay, hey guys. All right, look. So I don't know if many of you know, I was on Kevin Samuels. I'm gonna put the video link in the description box, and I'm gonna put the video on the side of me. So I was on Kevin Samuels, and I went there to get some advice because I mean a lot of people are hooked on him now, and a lot of people are listening to him. So I went and watched a lot of his videos, and I called in, and of course you guys can watch the video and see what happens, but when I called him shallow, what I'm saying is like everything he says is on the surface level. So it's about looks, what does he say? Fit, intelligent, and feminine. Anyway, um, so most people who are plus size are beyond BMI. He's kind of like, you need to lose the weight, you need to do this. Of course, I just got through from working out, but I told him I was working on it or whatever, but I didn't call in for me. I called in regards to my niece and other young women who are watching his show and thinking that they have to be a size 4, 6, or 8, which is pretty much what he pretty much suggests that women weigh. Um, the average size of the female in the United States is about between a 12 and a 16. So he says many women have unrealistic goals as far as relationships. Um, but in life, we go up, down. People have kids. People don't have kids. Um, Pretty much trying to say a woman should wear between a size 4 and an 8 is kind of shallow. And then he had a retort and said that because I make 122, my husband makes about 55 to 65. It varies um, because he has a blinds business. So it depends on what happens. But he was like, okay, well, even though my husband doesn't make that, he goes, would you be with your husband if he made $18,000 a year? Or would you stay with your husband if he made $18,000 a year? And I said, yeah, if he was happy, because we have a history together and, we have a family that we've both been introduced to and we live our lives together. And he goes, okay, well, if your husband died of a heart attack tomorrow, he keeps moving the goalpost. If your husband had died of a heart attack tomorrow, would you go out and get a guy that makes $9 an hour? And I said, no, I wouldn't. And he goes, oh, see, that's shallow. No, Kevin Samuels, that's not shallow. That's impractical. Like, if I'm clear 122, my family, my nuclear family is used to a certain lifestyle. And there's nothing wrong with a guy making, if he's happy making $9 an hour, or if I grew with him from the point he was making $9 an hour. But like, for me to go after a guy after my husband passes away that makes $9 an hour doesn't make any sense at all. And it's not the fact that I'm shallow, it's just math. So I'm just trying to get these women out here to say and that you can get some good advice from Kevin Samuels. There's a lot of stuff that he says that I agree with. But as far as, you know, trying to be a size, 4, 6, and 8, when the average size of a female in the United States or in the Western Hemisphere is between a 12 and a 16, I think his goals are unrealistic. Now, there's also things that he says as far as like, our standards are too high, or black women's standards are too high, or women's standards are too, a lot of women's standards are too high. And there's average women who should get average men and, you know, shouldn't be ashamed of that, and it's not settling. Okay. But then when a woman, a 23-year-old woman calls in and she's dating a guy who is works at either Staples or Office Max or does something like that, and he wants to go, where was your dad, and is he guiding you through this, and why is he letting you be with this loser? So which is it, Kevin Samuels? Or middle class men making a certain amount of wage okay to date, or are they losers? Like, you're frowned upon. A woman called in the other day and she was a teacher's assistant. You don't know if she's going to get her teaching degree and become a teacher afterwards, but he pretty much blasted her and said, oh, let's just face it, darling, you're just a teacher's assistant. Like, totally shitting on her because of her career choice. But then you want to sit there and say when people go to college that they're wasting their time And guys don't care about that. So which is it, Kevin Samuels? You can't have it both ways. You can't sit there and say, oh, women going out and getting these degrees and, waiting to start their dating life when their prime, baby making years are from this time to this time. But then at the same time, you shitting on the damn woman that is the teacher's assistant, or people that are starting out, are in retail. It doesn't make any sense. Or the guy who has, a 23 to 20 $34,000 a year job. So like I am so confused. It has to be consistent. It has to make sense. Because you can't on one end demonize people for dating people with lower job positions, or and then turn around and tell high earning females that make six figures that going after the middle class plumber is okay. So I can't make it make sense, as Tommy Sotomayor would say. But anyway, that's y'all. That's the guru we got at the moment. So we will see if he has a Derek Jackson moment. But we will see. But that was just my opinion. I'm like, it's surface level. And if he wants to get, and it's weird because he's pretty much saying that a woman between the ages of 21 in the prime, 21 to 20, to 32 to 30, should be looking for a man that's like double her age. It's like, I'm sorry, but there's no 22-year-old that really wants to go date a 45 to 55-year-old man. It's just, nobody wants to do that. It's just, no. My niece is 23. Her fiance is 27. No. No. Sorry. What's the deal? It's like, it's sad because, yes, when I was younger, a size 8, and in college, like, it's kind of weird because you're like, okay, well, the guys your age are a little bit immature, so you do go after older guys, but I'm not going beyond 10 years. I am sorry. Like, you want to grow with somebody. You want to have something in common with somebody, not be like 2 generations apart. Anyway, that's my take on it. I think men need to, when I was in college and black men weren't even checking for me. They was checking to get in my pants. But men between the ages of 16 to 20 to 30 are not ready to settle down and do nothing. They ready to sleep around and sow they royal oats or whatever, to quote Coming to America. But they're not ready to sit down and to be that husband. So yeah, if you're between that age and you want to settle down and get married or whatever, going between 25 and 35, you might be able to find somebody that at least. But yeah, no, I'm not. Nobody's 23 should be dating a 45 to 55-year-old man. That's just disgusting. Anyway, that's my take on it. Pace. And black girls do work out. Bye, Kevin Samuels.